accounts, but are very good for you. Fit aids.
I'm scared of anything that ends with "ine."
There you go.
Creatine.
Man,
you never know what you're getting
this
there.
is the workout formula here from Fit Aid. All right, tonight, the Warriors led by as much as 25 points against the Suns in this win. It was a wire-to-wire win. And when the Suns made it close, the Warriors' defense came through. So this is another big win for the Warriors. This is against a Western Conference opponent right after they had another great game against the Bucks. What are you seeing from the Dubs right now?
I'm seeing a defense that is standing up when in the past there are many times when it didn't stand up. But I hate to keep bringing this up.
But where are they going next?
The road.
Okay.
And you know what that means? I mean, and I asked Steve Kerr about this, and top 5 defense at home, bottom 5 defense on the road.
Yeah.
All this goodwill. You beat Milwaukee on national TV. You beat the Suns. But if you go on the road and you go 1-4 or 0-5 or 2-3, you're still not where you want to be. Right now, they're in 5th place. They have best case scenario. They want to get to the top 4 and get a first round advantage at home. But if they go on the road and they start giving some of these gains back, they could drop back down to 7 or 8 in the play-in tournament. So that's not where they want to be. So they've got to fix this road thing. And there's time. The time is short now. You've got to be able to find a way to get that, and you haven't done it all year. So
let's talk about the road later in the show because that is important right now.
Huge.
How about we marinate in this win? I think that's fair because we got a treat. A dual podium. You got Steph on one side, Klay on the other side. Let's get their thoughts after this win.
You seem kind of particularly animated and fired up in that first quarter. I know there was a couple frustrating games in Phoenix earlier this year. Did the opponent at all play into kind of how fired up you seem to be?
No, I think when you make 7 and 9, you can hear me.
They can't hear you out in the world.
When you make you have a hot shooting stretch like that, it tends to let out your emotions. It always feels good.
Get back to your work.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna break routine.
Steph, Kerr mentioned that that you had lost 3 in a row to Phoenix, and that was maybe some of the motivation, some of the sense that just didn't want to lose another one. Did you feel that? Do you think the team felt that?
There's always a little bit of extra motivation when you got smacked a couple of times against a certain team, but it's more so about our own focus of this time of year we're in and how we need to finish strong and build some type of momentum that's sustainable. So every game is important, but you never want to go through a season not, against a Western Conference opponent that you might see later, have some success for sure.
Steph, the camera captured you saying this ain't 2014 anymore after you scored on Chris. Was that just a message just to let him know that it's a different time, or?
It's all competition. You play against somebody for so many years, and the love I got for him because our history and all that. So it's just competition, back and forth. Give it and take it.
You guys were up by 22 points after the first quarter. It was your biggest first quarter lead of the year. How important is that, and how important is getting those fast starts as the season kind of winds down?
Even when we've, it's important because you want to assert yourself early, make the game as easy as possible and give yourself some life early. But we need to do it on the road. But even when we've been down big, we've fought back and found our way back into a game. So you just want to, again, put good quarters together, stack them up. And, we did that at home these last 2. And now the challenge is what do we do on Wednesday? Yeah, you like it?
Hey, Steph, happy early birthday. Question for either of you. What did you guys like about the way Jordan closed the game tonight?
His shot making was great. I mean, Jordan has great range on his jumper. His ability to get to the rim was also great. And I would say just his poise down the stretch. Although he had a couple bad turnovers, he responded by getting to the cup, a couple and one, and knocking down really big shots.
Klay, we ask all you guys about why can't this happen on the road? What's happening on the road? Do you guys think, why can't we do this on the road this season?
I think we're going to do it with these next 5 games. I think we're going to come out of this road trip with a lot of great momentum. And although history this season has been not so good to us, I think it's our time to, ramp up our ability to win games.
Klay, defensively, how are you feeling out there? You were matched up against Booker. You seem to like it.
I felt great. It's the best I felt all season. I cherish playing, the other great twos like Book and Harden, DeMar, whoever it is. I mean, when you get those matchups with the best players of your position, it's just going to bring the best out of you. And as competitors, that's what we seek.
Guys, can you talk about Kevon Looney and his play tonight? Almost a double-double, plus 14. But more of the screen assists that he had, 17 points for you guys, 3 after above the break. Can you tell about his performance and how much he's been crucial for you guys?
It's well documented now just how much he provides on both ends of the floor for us, and just overall his availability. He's prided himself on being ready night in, night out, taking the challenge on guarding, the other team's size and, playing above, his stature every single night. Offensive rebounds are huge, the way he sacrifices his body to get us open. And just making those big momentum plays here and there that give us so much life. And, we're not the biggest team, so he has to play really large inside, and it's shown, especially over these last 2 years, and how he's prepared himself to do that, every night. So it gives us a lot. Respect.
Hey, Steph, I saw like the last minute after JaMychal got fouled, it looked like your mom was about to run onto the floor, and Draymond was talking to her. Did you see that exchange at all? Was that kind of
like old school AAU back in the day where parents get involved? Yeah. JaMychal and D-Lee had their moment. My mom had him sitting in I gave her the tickets tonight, so she had to be with the Warriors, but she was going to switch sides to protect her son-in-law. So that was all it was about, just some good fun back and forth. Family over everything at times.
How close do you guys watch the Western Conference standings and just the fight and race for seeding at this point in the season?
I think I glance at it every day just to see, but it's not really like obsessing over it. It's just more motivation to know we need to finish the season strong to put ourselves in the best position possible, seeding wise, and then maybe the last 2 or 3 games you'll start to look, 5 games maybe, to see where the matchups might be. But other than that, it's just a good to know, not anything that dictates how we play.
With Memphis being part of this key road trip, do you guys sense, can it be considered a rivalry when you guys have all these titles? They're a young team trying to get what you want. I mean, Steve has mentioned sort of that they're the young team trying to dethrone you. I mean, how do you guys consider that, whether it's a feud or a rivalry with that group?
I don't want to be short, but no. It's just, a team that is tough to beat. They're really talented. But first off, we got 4 more games before that to, take care of our business before we before we get to Memphis. But it's more so just a team you need to play well to beat, but the history isn't there really yet. So just block that out and play basketball.
Steph, we have not seen you and Klay at the podium together since the old days. Do you remember last time you were up there with Klay, and what's it like to be up here with him?
Well, I got a birthday gift out of it, so that's dope.
Machine right there.
But nah, it's I don't know. I don't remember the last time in the back rooms of Oracle, but
Last time it was the finals.
was it 2019?
Yeah.
Were you making paper airplanes then?
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
Been doing it for a long time.
My bad. Every time? My bad. So, yeah, it's nice. And we got dinner to get to. So, thank y'all. Is that it? Oh, damn, Marcus. Go ahead. When you do it?
When they're all done asking questions.
Which about you or part of you or your life, whatever, feels the most 35?
Good question.
The
Probably
vertical.
just the just the work it goes into getting ready for games. It just requires just a little bit more time and intentionality behind it, but I can get to that point where I still feel like a 25-year-old self out there. So just the mindfulness about what it takes to get your recovery, get primed for games, and that whole process that you have to embrace it and accept it and have fun with it, because it is a lot of work and it's not glorious at all. So maintain that, and I got a lot more years left in me.
Bulls will clear that metal barrier. Damn. That's a good one. Oh.
I might have won that one.
All right, so happy early birthday to Steph Curry, who turns 35 tomorrow. It's on Pi Day. That's always fun. And
That's
then I
right.
like watching Klay's facial expressions, because you know when he's ready to get up and leave. But he had to sit there for a little bit longer. So the fans in the YouTube comments noticed that as well. Klay said something important. He always he gets that road question, of course, but he said, I think we're going to put it together. Monte, I actually believe him. Okay, and I know I've watched this season. I know what happens. The Warriors just had a 5-game win streak at home. It was without Steph Curry. It was, wow, they're finally gelling. The defense is coming together. JK is emerging. And then they lost their next 3 on the road. But I honestly feel, because I'm a very naive person who's going to pretend like I haven't seen this season, that they actually can do this. Something's got to give on the road. And truthfully, they have looked better lately.
I hate to be the skeptic because,
Be the skeptic.
I mean, what did it for me is the last road trip, because they had a 5-game win streak. They were getting Steph back. They knew Memphis was going to be on the road trip at some point. And that's the one I thought, okay, if they're ever going to do it, they'll do it they'll put it together on this road trip.
This is the one, yeah.
And it didn't happen.
They didn't.
It didn't happen. So I'm at the point where, I think where they are too now. Okay, we can talk about it until we're blue in the face, but
You got to do it.
yeah, I think that's where they are. I mean, and I think Steph has been there for weeks now.
Okay.
He's been saying the same thing. We can talk about it. We can talk about all the things we need to do, what we have to do, what we haven't done, but until we actually do it, it's just talk.
Okay, I'm going to go a little bonkers, because why not? I'm in that kind of mood.
Okay,
I
here
think
we
they
go.
will go 3-2 on this road trip.
Oh, it's doable.
Sure.
It's very doable.
Yeah.
When you look at it, they got the Clippers, they got the Hawks, then they have the Grizzlies, then they have the Mavericks, and
I forget the last one.
there's one more. But
Yeah.
they're all winnable games if they play well.
Yeah, okay. 5-0, Monte Poole says. Is that, sorry, no. No.
I ain't going there. I'm
Okay.
not going there. But these are all games that they can win, and so for them, it's a matter of actually doing it, though. And so the defense that they played the last 2 games in the first quarter has been impressive.
Okay.
You have to do that on the road. That's the first order of business on the road, is go out there and plant your flag and say, okay, it's your house, but we're going to take it over. You got to do it in the first quarter, and they haven't done that. And until they do, I'm going to continue to be skeptical.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, I do. I got you. I mean, Klay has been playing very well lately. When Klay has these feelings, I think he tends to be right. And in this game, you saw the way that he wanted to compete.
Oh, yeah. Klay came out
Definitely.
with
He
it.
had 33 points in the first half, 8 threes. And listen, I know he said it wasn't personal for him. I was like, well, what is he supposed to say there, really? But when the Warriors have gone 0-3 in the previous matchups against the Suns, when Klay got his first ejection of his career against the Suns, when he felt like he didn't play that great in those first 3 games, even though he was the leading scorer in one of those, the most recent game in January, I do think Klay carries those things in his mind because he's a competitor.
Klay looked like a guy who was on a mission tonight.
Yes, he did.
And there are some nights when he doesn't look like that, okay? And, we all know about, Klay getting the ejection and, he and Booker having their little as Klay would call it, a bickerment.
Bickerment?
A bickerment.
Okay.
Bickering argument, whatever you want to call it.
Bickerment. Yeah, some talk.
Yeah,
Little
and they got into each other's. And so I think Klay's emotional level was high at the beginning of this game. And when you make a few shots, you get to rolling then. It really goes up then. It's like, okay, I came to play and I'm playing. I'm balling. And I think that's something the Warriors needed. I think the first half, he scored 18 points in the first quarter, and that was huge.
Yeah.
But again, I think it started with the defense. You know, they got 4 stops in the first couple of minutes. And then I think the Suns missed 7 of their first 10 shots. And within 6 minutes, they were down by double digits.
There you go.
You know, so, and they were down because also the Warriors forced 4 turnovers in those same 6 minutes. So when you force a team to shoot 30% and you force turnovers four turnovers in the first 6 minutes, you've now got a chance to build a lead.
Yeah.
And that's what the Warriors did, and they never lost it. So I think that set a tone early. The defense did, and Klay's shooting obviously lit the building up. And when you do that, you got a good chance to win.
There was something staggering on the box score after the first quarter. The Warriors were shooting 72.7% from the field, 72.7% from 3 as well. Like just eye-popping weirdness right there. All right, Steph Curry, okay, if you're talking about defensive matchups, there's a few times where CP3 was guarding him. I want to show you a piece of video that Steph really seemed to enjoy this moment when CP3 was trying to frustrate him. It starts in the corner. Here it is. You're wondering if Steph's going to take that corner 3. Nope, he's going to drive through a couple guys. And he's going to let CP3 know this ain't 2014. Oh, my goodness. What did you think of this, Monte?
You know, it's interesting. Steph and Chris have
history?
Yeah, they have history. There's a mutual respect there. And there is a highly competitive activity between these two guys. I mean, Steph has done some nasty things to Chris Paul on the court, you know? I mean, he's clowned him a few times.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I always go back to this, you know, the one that played everybody talks about when they show the replay of Steph turning Chris around and making a shot. That's the one that happened when Chris was with the Clippers.
Okay.
And I remember I was in LA for that game, and I asked Steph after we were walking out, and I said, come on, does a little part of you feel bad about what you just did to CP? He goes, no.
Not a part.
No. He
Not a part.
He would have done the same thing to me if he could.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, and that's the way they are. And then you go back to a couple of years ago, and there's Steph and Chris Paul coming together on a Zoom meeting.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so it's competition. You know, Chris Paul is not the most popular player in the NBA because some of the antics some of the things he does, you know, that are
below the belt.
Yeah, you know, he can play with the rules a little bit. You know, put it that way. And so, but. Granted, he is a terrific basketball player when he sticks to basketball, and Steph understands that. But I think tonight, every time the Warriors beat a Chris Paul team, whether he's in LA or in Houston or now, you know, where he's in Phoenix, it's a good night.
Yeah. All right. A fun moment for the lip readers there with Steph Curry. He actually he was kind of walking in the direction of the Warriors bench. I think he said that to Draymond. They had a moment after that. So, yeah. All right. When we come back, we need to talk about Jordan Poole's game, especially that fourth quarter. And Andre did what? That's next with Dubs Talk Live.
The old man throws
down. Returns.
Dubs Talk Live is presented by FitAid Clean Energy and Sports Recovery, the energy drink for athletes. FitAid Energy is naturally sweetened with only 15 calories, no sucralose, no aspartame, and no compromises.
Hey everybody, we're on YouTube. No Cap, Shannon, Dino, Jonathan, Otis, D, the regular people in here. We want to say hello. Thank you for tuning in.
What is up?
Plus the new people as well. I love seeing new names and when you let us know where you're watching us from. We're going to say hello to Raymond Ritter, who's off camera. A special treat, Raymond, to get Steph and Klay at the same time. That was
awesome.
Cool. That was really cool. Also, they probably wanted to leave. So, yes. Well, if Steph Curry has a birthday dinner, come on, he's got to go. Yeah,
family's here.
Whole family's here.
Go out and do what he has to do, you know, because tomorrow they'll be on their way to LA.
Yeah,
so
that's right. So happy 35th to Steph. If you haven't listened to the Dubs Talk podcast, we had about a 30-minute conversation with Steph Curry, who's always quotable, thoughtful, wonderful.
Yes.
We touched on a lot of things, Monte.
Yeah, no, Steph is one of those guys who, when you ask him a question, he does his part to answer it, you know, and he's open, he's honest. I can't recall the last time Steph said no comment and meant it. I cannot recall. I mean, I don't know if it's ever happened.
We got a little piece of that, not to be short with you, but
oh yeah,
no.
Yeah,
you can tell which questions.
Oh, that was the rivalry question.
But he's always generous with reporters.
Oh, absolutely, and so not just reporters.
Yeah, everybody.
Pretty much everybody.
No,
yeah,
everybody.
Today after his pregame warm up, he's over to posting pictures. He's signing autographs, and it's like. I mean, I don't mean for like 10 seconds. I mean for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, most guys. They're not doing that. No, not doing that. So,
all right. Be sure to check out that podcast.
Was that a plug?
It was a plug. It was a plug. It was a plug. I'm going to make it on TV in a moment, too. Thank you, Raymond.
Beat the rain, because it's going to come soon.
Don't get caught in the rain. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dubs Talk Live, brought to you by FitAid. Jordan Poole. This was an interesting game for Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Overall, this is a good game for Jordan Poole. And I want to tell you something that I noticed early on. So when he was getting his first quarter minutes, he did not take a shot in that first quarter.
Right.
He actually had 3 assists. He was assisting on everybody else's three-pointers. His first bucket came in the second quarter. It was a layup. Then he went for a three-pointer. So I was looking at Jordan Poole coming off the bench tonight, being patient, assessing what his team needed first, and then that helped him get his game going.
Yeah, I mean, he still got up 16 shots, which is more than anybody other than Klay.
His.
Yeah. But I thought he kind of, as the game went on, he kind of got into the game and started doing a little bit more. I mean, there were some moments in, the 3 turnovers. There were a couple of Jordan moments, where, he drives into the paint and there's like 3 guys there and he shoots it anyway and the golf ball goes the other way.
Okay.
I mean, he trusts his speed so much that he sometimes forgets that other guys are pretty fast too. And so, but he made some big shots.
Yeah.
I mean, here the Suns were trying to make a little run. And Jordan's like, no, not tonight. Boom, boom. And so you see in one game sometimes, where Jordan needs to get better, and you see where he's already really good. And tonight was one of those nights where when they needed him to be really good, he was really good. Yeah,
he led the team with 6 assists. One of those dimes he dropped to Andre Iguodala, who picked it right up. Can we see this video, please? Because Andre, at age 39, rewound the clock. This was a moment where press row we're not supposed to cheer during games.
Like,
we
whoa.
didn't, but we definitely reacted. Is that fair to say? Yeah. There you go,
Just
Andre.
walked into it.
I know. Easy does it.
Like a practice thing,
It's nice to see Andre that healthy. Hey, looking at his stat line tonight, and maybe he's playing more minutes because the team doesn't have JK.
Yeah.
But what do you think? What?
I'm laughing at Andre. Plus 19.
Plus 19. No, seriously.
In 16 minutes, he's plus 19.
Laughing at me suggesting
No.
Andre would get bounced in favor of JK, the person that he's trying to teach up. Like it's,
I'm laughing because it's like clockwork, I mean, you don't think he's doing a whole lot.
But guess what?
But he is,
Yeah.
and he played 16 minutes and he was plus 19, best of anybody on the team.
Yeah.
It's like, it's typical Andre though. He just does stuff that helps you win games. And sometimes it pops like that dunk, and sometimes it's just subtle little stuff like he is, just subtle little stuff. And and so that's why I laugh. I'm like, I didn't realize he was plus. He's plus 19.
No, there you go. 16 minutes, good minutes. He gave the team exactly what they needed. All right, we need to keep moving along with Dubs Talk Live because we heard so much podium sound from our 2 Splash Brothers. When we come back, the GP2 update. We'll take a look at the schedule and also the standings. We'll be right back.
Dubs Talk Live is presented by FitAid Clean Energy and Sports Recovery, the energy drink for athletes. FitAid Energy is naturally sweetened with only 15 calories, no sucralose, no aspartame, and no compromises.
Like 42 ingredients.
Alrighty. Dan, I missed what you said. I'm talking to my producer now. Hello, YouTube friends. How much time will we have for the last block? Okay. 90 hot seconds, maybe. Oh, 2:20.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good there. All righty. Jonathan says, yeah, what a beauty dime. That's a long name. Iggy still got it. Yes, indeed. Dino saying Andre giving you defense and offense. Just a minute 20. Okay.
120. All right.
Okay, that sounds good. Listen, this has been a great show. I know people would love to hear from me and Monte, but I think Steph and Klay, that's the special stuff that we need to hear.
When they're together, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, oh my goodness. What else do we have in these comments? What are you writing about after this one?
That if they can,
The road stuff?
if they're going to be being kings of the home court is one thing, but if you're going to be chumps on the road, you're going to be back to 500.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and that's what has to change.
8 straight wins at home, 8 straight losses on the road. So, okay.
You know, it's nice to talk about how good they look at home. But
I know, I got you.
yeah, I mean,
I still feel like
no, I mean maybe this is the time.
it has to.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be the time.
For them to stay where they are or move up.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the urgency. It has to be the time. Oh. Would you like to talk about a GP2 update or what's the best? way?
GP2 update is good. I
Yeah?
think we got
Okay.
you teased it, so
Okay.
let's go with that.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to Dubstock Live. Here's the schedule, okay? We talked about this off the top of the show. Warriors have been fantastic at home, 29-7, not great on the road. Clippers, Hawks, Grizzlies, Rockets, Mavericks. A 5-game road trip coming up. All right, so GP2 here. We got the update today that he is doing work on the court. He's not doing contact yet, but things are looking positive. What were your takeaways from what Steve Kerr said?
That they said there'll be another look in 10 days or so. I think Steve said he was feeling like there's a possibility that he could be back at some point before the season ends.
That's regular season?
Yeah, regular
Okay.
season ends. So he's optimistic that could happen. I think they would be delighted to get him back for the last 4 games. They got Denver in there.
Yeah.
They've got the Kings in there those last 4 games. So if he can be back for the last 10 days of this regular season, I think they'd take that into the postseason and run with it.
Oh, absolutely. If they can give him some sort of runway a little bit, so they're just not dropping him into the postseason, that's really hard for a player. But I know how excited they would be to have his point of attack offense, point of attack defense.
Yes,
Sure. Why not? I just invented something new. Sure. All right. Big win for the Warriors tonight. Can they carry it forward? That's the
Big question.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching Dubstock Live. We'll see you next time. All right, Dino says, I sense Dubs are now playing playoff basketball. This has looked the most cohesive I think it has this season.
Yeah, but you may recall that when they were winning those games at home last time, those 5-game road trip, homestand rather.
I got you.
You heard the word playoff mentality, playoff mode, and it's playoff time, and so, and then they belly flop on the road. So if they do it every time you do it as the season goes on, it gets costlier and costlier.
You're right.
And right now they're in the 5 spot. They want to get to the 4 spot. That's what they really want to get to. Yeah, you'll take the 5 or the 6 spot, but the 4 spot guarantees you a first round home court advantage in the first round series. If you, with more road games and home games left, if you're going to keep falling flat on the road, you're going to be at 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to fall. So it's imperative that they win road games now to stay in a place that they can be comfortable with.
Okay, we got some predictions. Nomo Mania says 5-game road trip. I'll take 3-2. Chris says I'll take 3-2 happily. Neil is saying 5-0, matching what you said, Monte. No,
yeah,
that's not what he said.
No.
But yeah, listen, I rarely toss out predictions, but I don't know. 3-2 seems pretty safe. I can't believe I just said safe when it comes to the Warriors on the road. They've won 7 games on the road so far.
I'll tell you what, though. I think if they can beat the Clippers,
if they can just start well.
Yeah, if they win the first game of the road trip, I think that could change everything.
Yes.
But if they fall flat against the Clippers in LA, because the Clippers are right there with them in the standings, they're back and forth.
Yeah.
If they fall flat in that game, then you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And so I think the first game, is the most important game of this road trip, win or lose.
There you go. Okay. I like your thinking there. All right, we got to go. But again, make sure you listen to that Dubs Talk podcast with Steph Curry. The audio version is out now. The video version comes out Wednesday. There are some gems in that interview. Monte, Poole, thank you very much. I'm
Yeah,
Kerith
thank
Burke.
you.
We'll see you next time.